Greetings, my dears. This is Annette of AnnetteLeonard.com, back with Chronic Wellness. Thanks for meeting me here. So when I was growing up, my grandmother sewed all my clothes. I don't mean a few of them. I mean everything but the undergarments. Like at least twice a year, probably more than that when we were growing, we would stand there and get our measurements taken, everything from the wrist and the upper arm to, bust and waist and hips and thighs and the whole kit and caboodle. And she was kind of unflinching in her eyebrow raising or commentary about what size some of those measurements were. And I was completely unappreciative of the skill that it took, the amount of effort involved. I learned how to sew at 8 from her incredibly skilled, tremendously precise, and I sewed with other people later in life, and I learned that she cut no corners. She did everything with a degree of carefulness that I now am grateful for. I learned to do things the right way. And if I want to do things fast and loose, I now can, but I know the proper way to do things. And I now, wish that I could pull up a pattern and send it to her with material and ask her to sew me some garments because they were well constructed. And to the point that I remember as a second grader, I saw a dress in JCPenney's that was much more expensive than what my mother would purchase for me. And I drew a picture of it and sent it to my grandmother. We lived in Texas, she lived in Oklahoma. And for my birthday, I got that dress. She made it for me based on the picture I had drawn for her. I'm touched almost to the point of tears when I think about that story. And now today, I am wearing in front of you one of the only things that fit me and I could claim from my mother's closet when she died. And this is a top that my grandmother sewed for her in the 80s. And because it's a cotton poly blend, it didn't break down over time. It held up, and it's now sort of a modern enough looking style that it holds up today for me to wear, and it brings me immeasurable joy. It brings me so much warmth to my heart and so many smiles to put on, and think of her hand cutting, ironing, sewing, constructing this garment, and to think about the years since 1980 whatever that my mom wore and cared for this top. And now it's in my closet, and one of very few things in my closet. And so I'm telling you all this because this thing is called chronic wellness, and that's not by accident. And it's because each day I'm seeking out ways in the midst of heartache, hardship, anxiety, pain, depression, loss of control, loss of ability, sorrow, to find buoyancy, to find ways to lift my own spirit. And today's thought was, am I as committed to my well-being, to my gratitude, to my spiritual and mental wellness as I am to my own self-pity? Some days, no. And some days I can see this top and I can decide to put it on, and it can be my armor of joy. It can be my thread of connection to something bigger and brighter than what I'm presently feeling. And it makes me think of Dumbo's feather, the cartoon from Disney that was the elephant that learned how to fly. And he was given a feather and told that feather had the magic power that allowed him to fly. And because he believed it, it worked. And so whatever talisman, whatever candle, whatever top, whatever phone call, whatever journal entry, whatever form of art and self-expression, email, text, Instagram story, TikTok video, YouTube, reality television program, whatever lifts your heart, are you as committed to your gratitude practice as you are to your self-pity? Is my question today. And thank you for spending a little time here. I'm thinking about you. And until we're together again, be well.